But
Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss and case study on multiplexer and demultiplexer. I am getting Mrs. Arvis, Mrs. Hamza, Ashika, Bhavana and Hayes Harris. First, the multiplexer, which is also known as MUX. It is a combinational circuit in which that selects one input from the multiple inputs and transfers the selected inputs to the single output. It is also known as the data selector. We can select the various inputs by using the selecting pins or selecting lines. Similarly, the demux or demultiplexer is also a combinational circuit in which that takes a single input from the input and transfers the input to a selected output, which it also means that it is a data distributor. We can similarly select the multiple outputs by using various selecting pins or lines. And Adis will continue the rest.
so let me explain about the working principle of multiplex and demultiplexer. So as he said, the multiplexer is there will be several number of inputs and only there will be single output. So to determine this, there are basically three elements. They are the input lines, selection lines, and output lines. The selection line selects which input for respective output. So let's consider an example such as 4 to 1 multiplexer or the MUX. So here there are 4 number of input lines, maybe it will call as I0, I1, I2, and I3, and then there is two selection lines S0 and S1 and a single output Y. So through this we are able to transfer the data to communication channel. Next, the demultiplexer, which is the opposite to the multiplexer. So this also contains the similar 3 input lines, selection lines and output lines. So they determine how the output is connected to the respective input. So similarly, let's consider the example that is 1 to 4 demux. Here there are only one is a single input, that's Y, and there are same 2 selection lines S1, S0 and S1, and then there are 4 outputs Y0, Y1, Y2 and Y3. So this is also used for communication over terms.
Talk about the application of multiplexer and demultiplexer. So in multiplexer, data routing in communication system, data selection in processor, time division multiplexing, control signal processing. Next one is demultiplexer, data distribution in communication system, time division demultiplexing, and address decoding. Next will be continued by Ashik.
I will explain about case study. Consider a single communication system where the multiple sensors sends data to the central processing unit CPU, and the multiple sensors are located remotely, and it sends data to the central processing unit CPU through a single communication channel, and that reduce the cost and minimize the wiring. The solutions can be provided either by multiplexer implementation and demultiplexer implementation. In multiplexer implementations, each sensor's output is connected to the input of an 8 to 1 MUX, and the MUX consists of 3 selection lines to select any one of the 8 sensors input at a time. And it collects data from the sensor and it's sent to the central processing unit through a single communication channel. Now Bhavana will explain about demultiplexer implementation.
So now let's see about how we are going to implement demultiplexer. Basically we use while implementing demultiplexer 1:8 end, and after that we are going to use the where the data is going to come from CPU, and 3 selection lines are used for the corresponding input to get corresponding output. So let's see how we are going how the operation is being done. So in MUX, so sensor is collected, all data are collected through sensors, and it is passes through the data communication channel. In DMUX, where all the data is passing from the CPU. So by repeating this process in a repeated manner, we are going to give the corresponding data to the CPU. So let's see what are the benefits of the DMUX and MUX. So we only require less wire and high efficiency, and it is very scalable for installing more sensors. Over to Arish.
I'm going to conclude this case study. Multiplexers and demultiplexers are essential for the data serialization. This case study, they are crucial in the communication and data routing applications, and they are also in cost effective. This case study shows the importance of the multiplexers and demultiplexers in the real world data communication.